Good morning, everybody. Thanks for returning. I hope you're all doing well. And to all of my subscribers and anybody that's new to my channel, my name is Cheryl, and I am so happy that you're here. I had started out making some stationery boxes to show you things that you can do besides making a journal with digitals. Now, this digital collection is by Raindrop Lilacs. I think it's a couple of different digital kits. I'll leave the link in the description box below because I've made 4 of these. Now, I started off, for those of you who might be have seen this part, I started off making the stationery boxes with this one. And I love the box. I think it's wonderful for something else, and I will show you that in the next video what I'm going to use it for. And I put a little pull here, and I did show how to make this on video several videos ago. I'll see if I can link that video below. But it was very simple to make. It's a Dollar Tree top of a box, and it just, to me, wasn't sturdy enough. And since my neighbor had asked me to make some for her bridesmaids for her wedding, I decided to do that. I decided to use these. Now, this box used to look like this box. Okay, they're from the Dollar Tree, and but you could probably get them anywhere. I just keep little things in here that I've made that I haven't used yet. So anyway, that's how this box started out. And I had 4 of them. No, I had 5 of this size in my closet, so I was really happy about that. I have to get back to Dollar Tree because I love these boxes. I've made other things with these, and I'll show you those in a minute. I'll show you one that I've made already to eventually have a journal inside. But this is a stationery box, and it is for this one. She already has the others, and this is the last one I just finished. So anyway, let's get started, shall we? What I did first was I painted the entire box with gesso because I thought paint might be too wet for the cardboard, and I didn't want to have it warp. So I painted the whole thing with gesso. And then I went over it with gold rub and buff, which should be right there. Oh, here it is. So I went over it with this and a soft brush. Just one of these brushes. Okay, I put this down on some parchment paper, and then I spread it around, and then I just went lightly over all of the embossing. This is all embossed. So I went over it all with the gold embossing, with the gold rub and buff. And then I let it dry. Well, first obviously I let everything dry. And then after this was dry, which is about an hour, I went over it again with a soft cloth, because once you rub it like that, it really, the gold comes out. And I didn't want to use, you just go over it like this. I didn't want to use inks or anything. I wanted to use gold. So I guess I could have used gold ink, but the rub and buff really looks nice. And it brought out the texture in the box, and it aged it up a little bit. She loves them. So I will show you what I've made so far. So this is the topper for the box, and inside we have a couple of little paper clips, and inside we have a couple little hearts that you can, or she can, or the girls can decorate the insides of the cards, or, you know, just use them for however they want. This is all Raindrop Lila, and this was my April design team project, which thankfully I'm completely finished with. I gave her the others so that they could be wrapped and kept safe, because, you know, if they're in my craft room, they're only in the way. And I'll keep adding to them because I never know when to stop. So this is one of the bookmarks. These were the hardest things to make out of the whole thing. Everything else was simple, but I decided to put these little tassels on, and I made them with embroidery floss. And I made about 3, and then I stopped. But they're so sweet. And let me see if I have a book. I did have, oh, I have a book block we can use. And they are hidden paper clips, and these can be removed if the person, you know, if it gets in the person's way, these can be removed. I made these, well, I didn't make this, I just put this little round thing on and then put that clip on. And I left the paper clip out a little bit so that, it can clip onto the paper clip, and that's the back of the paper clip, which these came on the, when you print out the tags, these come along the bottom of the tag. I might have some over here that are left over, but I may have moved them. Here's some. So when you print these out, sorry, I have all my scraps next to me from my journal that I'm creating for May. So they come across the bottom like this, and then I just cut them out and made the hidden paper clip with them. So they just go in the book like, so if you were on this page, they just slide on the book page like this. And you have yourself a bookmark with a little dangle. You could even put this over the page if you wanted to. This can go up or down. That's why I put it sideways. So you could just do something like this. Anyway, or it could just be a decoration. But it can come above the book page, and that could hang over. So cute. See? So, and then it would be in the book like this, and you'd always be able to find your page. None of the girls are journalers, so it was really hard for me to not put journaling type things in there. So I made bookmarks instead of tags. So that's that, and a little piece of lace, and that's the back. And I put one of these on the back. Let me move this out of the way. And then I put it on top of the boxes, and that's a heavy book block. And then the next one is right here. And same thing, you just put it on your book page however you want. This would be great inside your journal as well. And then I have, inside this pocket, I have worship and scripture. They're all Christians. And I have these 2 little hearts. Now these hearts are the Floral Heart collection, and they come much bigger. They come 2 to a page, and I shrunk these down. I forget how small, maybe 4 to a page, so that they would fit nicely in there. These are so versatile. You can use them, you know, the regular size. You can size them down. You can use them as embellishments. You know, I could have put them on the back of the tag if I didn't make, you know, that. And this has just a couple of little bunnies on it. Little pearls. And that's that one. So those go in the front. And then I made this envelope. This envelope was inspired by Ruby and Pearl. And all you do is take your page, you know, before you put it together, you take your page, and then you just cut it however you want. and it will make that real pretty edge. And I did put the pearls on the edge because when I closed it, you really couldn't see that pretty edge. It would be better if you didn't use, you know, something so floral or possibly, you know, whatever, you'd be able to see that page. I do have a music book page that I'd made an envelope out of, but I put it away. I didn't put it away, I put it with my journal I'm making now. So this is the card that she'll give to the girls. And the inside, when I printed the double side, this is printed on vintage typing paper. And when I printed the other side, my ink had run out, but I don't care because I think it looks really pretty. It gives it that illusion that it's the other side, if you will. You know what I mean? The inside. And then I just sized this down. This is a layout. I sized it down, and she can write, you know, her note in that, her whatever she wants to write to the girls. And I just made a simple envelope out of that. And so that's the card she'll give to the girls. So I'll put those back. Oh, this was a layout as well. Is it the same one? No. No. Yes, it is. Well, that's good. I didn't mean for that to be on purpose, but it happened. So I'll show how to make these in another video because I'm making some for my journal. And then these just slide back in. I like that to hang over. I just think it looks pretty. So then you open the box, and inside I printed on tissue paper again. I'm sorry, vintage tracing paper, because it's really thin. It's not as thin as tissue paper, but I thought it looked really pretty. And then inside, I put this little, I had these little Kleenex. I thought would be perfect for the girls to have at the wedding, you know, in their purse. And just put some yellow flowers to make it look like a hinge, but it doesn't open. The lace just slides off, and they can use the lace for whatever they want. So anyway, that's that. And then each of them got a hanky. These are vintage hankies. So I thought they'd be really pretty inside. The others were similar, different colors, but had the same color tones. They were very cohesive to, you know, what I have inside. And I tried to make it so that it wasn't all same. You know, I tried to use different digitals and things like that. So that's that. On the top of the box, the tissue. And then here, they can use these for either little journaling cards. You could use them for little thank you cards. But I just put some ribbon over them, and I kind of staggered them. These are from my friend Vita from Ukraine, and I just put little pearls in them. She crochets them. And then on the back, I just put some of those rub-ons. They're basically the same. I won't take the ribbon off. I like the way it kind of does this little fan thing. So those are those. Oh, I'll take them out. I want you to see all of them because they're so pretty. This one says love. This was, I don't think this is Raindrop Lila, although it could be. I have a whole box of words that I've already cut out. But this one says love. And this one says hope. And these are from her spring florals, I believe. But I'll leave the links to all the, you know, to everything in the bottom. And then this one says joy. Oh, I'll put the ribbon on later. And I put a little age tape there, faux age tape. So that is that. And then in here, there's two little notepads. So they can write little things about, these were tags, and I just put some flat back pearls across, and they could maybe possibly write different things about the wedding in there, or keep it on their desk for little notes. Be at rest once more, oh my soul. So I just did that. I didn't back the backs because I wanted them to be able to write, my heart shall rejoice in your salvation, and there's a couple more in there. And these were just tags, and I folded it over. I folded the first one. I cut the tops off of all of them, folded the top one over and stapled it, and then put the flat back pearls across. And this is just a baseball card holder. I haven't done a video in so long that I almost forgot how to turn on my camera, which reminds me I have to keep watching it, because the last time I was almost finished doing a video and I went to shut it off and it was off. So we had to do it over, but that's okay. So that's that. And then in here is all of Raindrop Lila's mini vocabulary cards. And these are her faith ones. So I'm not going to open it because I've already taped it, but they're all backed and they can use them for anything they want. I just put that there for a little decoration on the baseball card holder. And then here we have some more hearts, and I sewed a button on the lace, and it just unbuttons like so. And they have these to decorate either the cards or their stationery, or just put, you know, in. These are gorgeous. This is the Floral Hearts collection, which I love. And again, these are sized way down, but there's so many possibilities with these. I want to slow stitch them. Of course, I want to slow stitch everything. I just love stitching. So then I just wrap that around the hearts. My fingers are very fiddly today. And then just buttons back up. You don't have to unbutton it. You could just slide it off possibly. But this had little holes in it, so I thought, why not put a button there? And that just buttons up like that. So sweet. And then in here, I've put all the cards and the envelopes together. And I'm going to just, if you don't mind, I'm going to snip this, because it's just, you know. And I'm going to snip this because it's a little long. So all of the cards are in here and the envelopes, and I left her enough for her stationery, as you know, for the girls' stationery as well, in case they want to just write something. But these are the way the cards come. You just simply, you know, cut them out. You print them and cut them out, and they're gorgeous. So I left the insides and, you know, well, didn't do anything to the backs, but I left the insides blank so that they could decorate them on their own. But there's this one, this one. I love these cards. This one, this is the Florals collection. This one. This one. It just goes to show you that you can do so much more than just with, you know, just them making ephemera or journals or what have you. This one. And I was going to decorate all the insides of the cards, but I thought, you know what, I'll just leave them plain because maybe they don't want to decorate them. This one. That wasn't a card, that was sized down. This one, I put a fussy cut flower in the middle, but it's blank on the inside. And then the envelopes are all here as well that match the cards. And it slides easily on the ribbon. Oh, I hope. I don't want to tie that bow again. It hasn't been untied for a while, because the cards were the easiest to make. And then I also, on linen paper, Swarthmore linen paper, I made the stationery to go either, you know, something inside the card or something separate, or for whatever they wanted to use it for. And I just put lace around the stationery. And what I did was I printed the whole layout and then I cut it in half. So you just take this lace off. I sewed a button here to keep the lace together. And then these are the layouts that I cut down, and they match the cards, as you can see. And it's really, really, really nice paper. It's beautiful paper to write on. I love using the linen paper. And this is also from the Florals collection. So because, you know, you get two sides, there's much more stationery. Okay. And that's such beautiful paper. So it's Swarthmore 24-pound paper, and you can get that at Walmart or Amazon. Oops, the button came out. That's all right. I'll put that back on in a minute. And then here I thought, I just couldn't. I wanted to make a little journal, but I just couldn't because they don't journal. There's a piece of paper in there. Oh, that's from my ink thing. It's a good thing I opened this. So I just put some, this is one of the layouts, and I cut it down to fit inside the box. So it goes like this. I love this layout. I think it's really pretty and beautiful for summer. The wedding is in July. And then I put some rhinestone trim down, you know, with the, put the ribbon on first and the rhinestone trim. And inside, oh no. So this comes out so that it can be replaced. It just slides out of this little round thing. So I just have one page in there so that it can be replaced with another pad of paper. And they sell these pads of paper at the Dollar Tree. So even if they didn't have the decorated, they could always slide in, you know, a regular size notebook. Yeah, pad of paper. And here it says, for where 2 or 3 gather in my name, there I am with them. That's Matthew 18:20. And then in this side pocket, we have this sweet butterfly girl. That's from Lavender May. They all got different pictures and different colored seam binding. And then this one is from Lavender May as well. She's trying to catch a butterfly, perfect for summer. Here's a church to remember the wedding. Here's another one of the Lavender May, and she's looking at a bouquet of flowers. And then here is a little booklet. It's a church. And that's the back. And it was 2 tags, and I just, I think it was journaling cards, and I sized them down, and then I just folded it in half. And this is Lacy Blue's collection. So that's really pretty. And then back here a tag, because I had it left over, and I just thought, oh, it's got to go in here. And that's backed with that. And that's it. So there are many things you can do with digitals other than make journals. It makes a great gift for anybody. I made one for a friend of mine who had sent me a lot of fabric, and she loves it. She keeps it on her desk at her studio. She's a seamstress, and she does alterations, and she makes wedding gowns and prom gowns, and she's also a costumer for special costumes for special occasions. It's not going in right. There we go. And that's the little notebook folio, I guess you'd call it. I glued this piece in, that's on vellum. And I also did the top as well. This is on vellum as well. So let me know what you think in the comments. And I would really appreciate it. And I appreciate you all returning. I'm trying to get more videos up between doctor's appointments and different things like that. Just gonna leave this out because I have to rebutton that. I think I'll just sew it together. Yeah, I'll sew that together. So then, put these back in. And then I'll put this yellow ribbon on in a little bit. Let those go back in there. And then those little scrappy notepads. And this for embellishing the cards or whatever they want to do with them. And these are for embellishing or whatever. This is tissue for when they're crying in the church. No, I just thought, I don't know. I just thought it was a fun thing to add. And then the hanky, a vintage hanky. They want to carry in their purse. And then I'll pull this up a little bit. And then I just tuck that in there. And voila. We have a sweet little gift for any occasion, for any reason. And it was really fun making them. I really enjoyed it. So I'm working on my May design team project for Raindrop Lila. It's a journal, a faith journal for my daughter. And I think I may have left off with that. And I will be back with another video, hopefully tomorrow. Oh no, tomorrow I have a doctor's appointment. I don't like to do videos when I have doctor's appointments because I feel like I'm gonna miss my appointment. Although it is in the morning. No, it's not. It's at 4. So I might come back tomorrow. But until then, thank you very much for visiting. And like I said, I hope to return again real soon. Again, this is Raindrop Lila's Digitals. This is a design team project. It was supposed to be finished by April, but it's May, but it's only the beginning of May, so I'm really excited. So anyway, I will see you in the next video. Until then, be well, be safe, be kind to yourself and others, and God bless. Bye, everybody.